Hello, we are going to talk about the Geographers tools today. Now, you can probably, if you close your eyes, you can probably picture your neighborhood in your mind. This is called a mental map. It's an image of buildings and places and where they are in relation to each other. Making and using maps is a big part of geography. Geographers use detailed maps with many parts, which are more detailed than your mental map. Still, paper maps are similar to mental maps. Both help us picture the world and show where things are located. Now, globes are the most accurate way to show places on Earth. Globes are the most accurate because, like Earth, they are spheres shaped like a ball. This shape lets globes represent the correct shapes of land and water. They show distances and directions between places more accurately than flat images. The equator and the prime meridian each divide Earth in half. Each half of the Earth is called a hemisphere. The equator divides Earth into the northern and southern hemispheres, and the prime meridian and the international date line split Earth into eastern and western hemispheres. Maps are flat representations of the round Earth. They might be on a paper, in a book, or on a computer screen. Maps convert a round space into a flat space, which distorts or shows incorrectly physical reality. This makes maps less accurate than globes, especially for showing large areas or the whole world. Now, despite this distortion, maps have advantages over globes. Globes show the whole planet, while maps can show just a part, like country, city, or mountain range. So they can show more detail. A globe showing city streets would be way too large to carry. But maps make it easy to study small areas and are convenient to store and to carry. Maps can also show more types of information than globes. Globes usually show major physical and political features like land masses, bodies of water, countries, and large cities. Adding more detail would make map globes too hard to read or way too big. Some maps show these features, but they can also be specialized. One map might show a mountain range, another might display election results, and another could show all the schools in a city. Now, how do maps work? You can find maps in many places. For example, subway maps show stations, show train routes. Textbook maps might show how new areas were added to the United States over time. A company's website map can show where all its stores are located in a city. Maps of state parks tell visitors about different activities available in each park area. Even though all these maps are different, they share some common features. Now, maps have several important parts that help convey information. They have title that tells what area the map covers and what kind of information it has. The key, which shows, explains the symbols, colors, and lines used on the map. The scale bar shows how space on the map matches real-world distances. The compass rose shows which way is north, and then you can figure out south, east, and west from that. Now, insets on some maps show fine detail in small areas, like you might have a city on a state map. And many maps show latitude and longitude lines to help locate where things are. Now, To turn the round Earth into a flat map, geographers use map projections. A map projection distorts some parts of the Earth to represent other parts as accurately as possible on a flat surface. Some maps show the correct size of areas compared to each other. Others focus on making the shapes of areas accurate. Some projections break apart the world's oceans to show land areas more accurately. These maps do not show the oceans accurately, though. Map makers, called cartographers, choose a projection based on the map's purpose. Each projection distorts different parts of the globe in different ways. Cartographers also consider what part of Earth they are drawing and how large of an area they want to show. Scale is another important feature of maps. The scale bar shows how distances on the map relate to actual distances on Earth. Scale is the relationship between distances on the map and on Earth. Maps can be large scale or small scale. A large scale map shows a smaller area in more detail. For example, an inch on the map might equal 10 miles on the ground. A small scale map shows a larger area with less detail. For instance, an inch on a small scale map might equal 1,000 miles. Each type of map of scale has its pros and cons. The choice of scale depends on the map's purpose. If you want to map your school and nearby streets and buildings, you need a large-scale map to show the area in great detail. If you want to show the entire United States, you need a small-scale map that covers a larger area but with less detail. Now, there are two main types of maps: general purpose and thematic. The type of map depends on the scale of the information it shows. General purpose maps provide a wide range of information about the area. They usually show either human-made features or natural features, but not both. Political maps are common maps of a general purpose, maps that show human-made features. They also display boundaries of countries and divisions within them, like the states in the United States. They also show the locations and names of cities. Physical maps display natural features such as mountains, valleys, rivers, and lakes. They show the location, size, and shape of these features. Many physical maps include elevation, or how high or low a feature is compared to sea level, using colors explained in a key. Physical maps also show relief, which is the difference in elevation between features. Elevation is an absolute number, while relief is relative, comparing one feature to another nearby. Narrow bands of color indicate steep areas, and wide bands of color indicate less steep areas. Now, thematic maps show specialized information. For example, a vegetation map shows the kinds of plants that grow in different areas. A land use map shows where farming, ranching, or mining takes place. Road maps show how to travel from one place to another by car. Thematic maps can display just about any physical or human feature.